Hi there, my name's Sean, and I just thought I'd do this little video for you today on our Cub Traveller TX. It's a 2019 model and we bought it pretty much just on 12 months ago. We live in Queensland, so we've been lucky enough to be out and about at the moment, and I'll show you a bit later, but we've bought this little camping diary and we jot down on journal a little bit about every trip we've done. So we've got a history of where we've been and what we've seen, and where we stayed for a bit of a history. So we've worked out last night we've been away for about 30 nights in the last 12 months on about 12 different trips, or at least 12 setups in different spots. Some of those have been overnights, some of those have been for longer stays, 4 or 5 nights at a time. So I'll just point out our tow vehicle, which is a 2019 Pajero Sport GLS. It's a 5-seater, and with the two of us in that vehicle, there's plenty of room in the back for all our extra gear. You'll probably notice on there I've got an awning which we're using at the moment to give us a little bit more shade, because where we are at the moment, we're actually in Kobold Gorge in Western Queensland. Out in the outback, beautiful spot. If you ever get to come here, there's plenty to do. Yeah, it's amazing, and I'll put up some photos perhaps at the end of the video. So what I've got on here is a Super Peg awning. It's Australian made. It's a little bit, well, it's reasonably a lot more expensive than your King's awnings, but I found that it's been very good every time I've used it. It's actually made out of the same canvas as the Cub, the Dynaproof canvas. As you can see here, it's 2 meters wide by 2.5. Super peg poles, very sturdy. I've used this in a couple of windy situations recently and haven't had to peg it down or tie it down at all, so it's been really great. And here certainly added the extra shade, and then we wanted to make a clothesline, so as you can see, a couple of ropes through here, and we've got ourselves a 3-legged clothesline, plenty of room, and it also keeps your clothes out of the sun, which is great. So over to the camper, we've got the Evercool Travelmate 60-litre fridge, which fits perfectly into the Traveller fridge box. Just jump here, easy to get out, and because it opens from the end, you've got full access in there, as opposed to some of the fridges which open from either side. So that's pretty good in there, plenty of room, keeps cool, it's efficient. While we're out here in the shade, I kind of leave it out just to give it a little bit more ability to air get around it, pull it down a bit. And we also travel with a 50-litre icebox, which normally keeps all our drinks, keeps the beer cold, some wine, and water and other bits and pieces. We then rotate, what we need, for the day into the esky. So that ice normally lasts about 3 or 4 days. So I've got the kitchen set up here, standard pull-out kitchen. But what I have, one of the modifications I've made to the kitchen is this tap. Swings up and down. Currently we've just got it running off the hose pressure here, camping ground. Oh, water on tap. So that's exactly the same spot as the low boy pump, the original Cub was, and I found that I actually broke it within our first camping trip. I didn't find it very useful at all. But anyway, that's one of the things I would have bought or had added right from the start, is a water pump on the 2019 Traveller. But we bought this off the floor at a demo, so it was built as it was built. Since then, I've put a Seaflow pump underneath. I've just bolted that underneath into the existing water piping and run it into the spare fuse on the 12 volt. So I've got a switch down here. So on and off switch I've put into that spot there, and inline switch is just in under there, and then the pump a little bit further up. Can't see it right now. And that works really well off the 80-litre water tank in the Cub. So that's been a massive game changer for just having water on tap. Very, very handy. And that just flows here. Just got an off offcut of a pipe which fits directly over the sink, the drain here, and we just pop that into a pop-up bucket. Now that hose here and the bucket, when collapsed, lift that up, fit perfectly in here. That folds back down, slide it away. So you've always got your bucket and your hose where you need it, and just kind of keeps it in that, because when you pack up it's wet, so it's just in that spot there. Over to extra cooking, we've got a little Weber BBQ, which is fantastic barbecue, does the job great, and also great for doing barbecue stuff as opposed to using your gas here. I've just got that set up on a Gorilla work platform from Bunnings, and that work platform lives under the bed in the storage area, and the Webbq back into its bag, and that goes on the other side of the fridge slider in the storage space there. Really handy to have. Can cook, you know, cook your breakfast on it, cook your steaks, cook all that sort of stuff. Really handy to have, as opposed to trying to cook all your food on your frying pan. Very good. Next, another little thing that makes life handy.